Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the David Hunter Scott channel. This is Programming with David, episode number 5. And in this episode we're going to learn all about images and how we can add them to our web pages. So let's take a wee look at where we left off from last episode. This is where we left off. Let's open it up in Notepad++. As you'll notice, nothing has changed, obviously. And in this episode we're going to actually learn how to put images on our web page. So let's start with a paragraph and let's close that paragraph. It's always a good idea to immediately close the tag if it's not a self-closing tag, and that means you won't forget to close it at the end, because if you forget to close the tag it can make things look rather glitchy on your website depending on what's happening. And the reason why I just mentioned a self-closing tag is because the image tag that we're just about to learn about is actually a self-closing tag. So we start with img, and how we make it self-closing is we do a slash and then the closing bracket like so, and that is how you do a self-closing tag, and the image tag is a self-closing tag. So next we need to actually tell the browser, because when the browser actually views this page, it actually reads this code and actually displays on the page what it is we're telling it to display. We need to actually tell it where the image is actually located. Now, bear in mind folks that if this website is something that's going on the internet, then you need to also have all the images related to this page on the internet as well. But since this is just stored in our computer, that is not really of any worry at the moment. So let's see how we can actually pull in an image from an online website and display it on our little file website here. I've already displayed an image on my website. I've got a special assets repository server located at assets.davidhunter.scot, and you're welcome to go on here if you wish. It's nice and handy, mobile friendly. You can just scroll down, there's a bunch of things here. There's a bunch of CSS, a bunch of JavaScript. There's even Font Awesome there, which is pretty cool. And we also have some web fonts here that we can learn about later on as well, but you can ignore all these for now because we're just interested in images. And at the bottom here, the very last thing to be displayed is this here, the David Hunter Scott logo. So if you select this link here, the URL to the image, and right click and do copy, we can then go back over to our code, and this is where we actually tell it where that image is actually located. So we need to actually define an attribute for the image, and the attribute we're going to set is the source one. So let's do a space and do src, short for source, the equal sign, and then 2 double quotes. You must remember double quotes are what's used here. You can use single quotes if you want to, it doesn't matter, as long as you use 2 of the same type of quotes. It's more commonly used to actually use double quotes, so that's what I'm going to use here. And inside the 2 double quotes, between them, make sure that's where your cursor is. That's the wee flashing line for those of you that don't know. That's where we're going to right click and paste. And that's where that image is located, it's just been pasted in there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set an attribute called ALT, short for alternative text. ALT equals, and inside double quotes we're going to write some alternative text. Now, what alternative text is, folks, is it gets displayed if for some reason the image cannot be loaded. So if you're linking to an image that's loaded elsewhere, stored elsewhere on the internet, and it somehow gets removed and you're of no control of that, then this is what gets displayed to your users when that image cannot be loaded. So you want to give a wee small description of what the actual image is. It's also used for those with disabilities that require a screen reader to read out what's on their screen. As the screen reader cannot actually read what the image actually is, it can only read text, and even text on images it cannot read. So you need to actually have alternative text, which is what gets displayed on the page to actually show the screen reader what it is that's there. So when it's reading back to you and you can hear it in your ears, you know exactly what is on that section of the page. It's important that you do that so you can support those that have screen readers, as they may not be able to see your image very well. And it's also in case the image should go offline and not load properly. So let's go into the alternative text, and we're going to just say David Hunter Scott logo. And the reason why I'm putting a space here and here is to support the screen readers, because the screen readers won't know what this word is. So if I take the spaces out, it won't know what David Hunter Scott is, and that's how I would normally display it. It would only be able to read the actual words itself, so I need to put spaces in there to support that. So once you've done that, once you've written in alternative text, if you're using my logo, you can just write in the same text as me, but if you're using your own image somewhere else on the internet or just on your computer, then you can obviously write in your own text. So let's save that by doing Control S or Command S if you're on a Mac, and let's go back to our folder and right click and open with Internet Explorer. And you can see that, just like magic, the David Hunter Scott logo is now displayed on the page. Now I'd like you to try out another image for me. Find a random image on the internet, anywhere on the internet, and actually create another image on the same page for you. And actually see if you can add that image to the page and see what you've learned in this episode. If you need any help with this and you're not fully understanding exactly what attributes do, or if you're getting a little confused as to exactly what to do, then leave a comment below and I'll do my best to help you out. And I do hope you found this tutorial helpful. This is the 5th episode, we're really getting started with this series, and I can't wait to get into some more exciting stuff. The styling you are absolutely going to love. It's going to be more confusing, but you're absolutely going to love it. So please subscribe to the channel if you are new, or if you want more videos just like this one, and smash that like button to see if we can get to 10 likes before the next video is released tomorrow. I'm going to try and do these videos daily, or at least most days, so make sure you tune in here again tomorrow to get tomorrow's episode. Until then, that's it from me, and I will see you in episode 6.